September 15, 2008, 6:47 a.m. Jamie Dimon's phone rings. It's the Secretary of the Treasury. Jamie, Lehman Brothers is going under. Today. We need you to do something. Outside his window, Lower Manhattan is waking up. In a few hours, 158-year-old Lehman Brothers will file the largest bankruptcy in American history. $600 billion in assets. Gone. By nightfall, Merrill Lynch will be sold in a fire sale. Eck will be hours from collapse. The global financial system will be on the brink. And Jamie Dimon? He'll be the only CEO on Wall Street with a fortress balance sheet strong enough to survive. But this moment, this phone call that will define his legacy started 52 years earlier in a privileged childhood that should have guaranteed him nothing but comfort. Instead, it created an obsession. This is the story of how rejection, betrayal, and ruthless discipline transformed a spoiled rich kid into the most powerful banker in America. The man who saw every crisis coming. The protege who became greater than his mentor. The banker who rebuilt J.P. Morgan into an empire. But to understand how he became the last man standing, we need to go back to the beginning. To a boy who had everything except what he wanted most. 1956, New York City. The Dimon family lives comfortably in the affluent neighborhoods where old money breeds new ambition. Jamie Dimon is born into a banking dynasty. His grandfather immigrated to New York in 1921 with nothing, built a career as a banker, then as a stockbroker. By the time Jamie arrives, his father Theodore is already a wealthy broker at Shearson Hamel. The Dimon household is filled with talk of deals, markets, and money, but also morality. Jamie's mother is an early feminist. His parents drill into him, do the right thing. Treat everyone equally. Work harder than everyone else. It's an interesting contradiction. Privilege mixed with meritocracy. Wealth mixed with work ethic. And it creates something dangerous in young Jamie. Entitlement to greatness. He attends elite private schools. Spends summers in Colorado mountains. His childhood is objectively perfect. But to Jamie, it's not enough. Because while his family is wealthy, they're not wealthy. Not like the families who built empires. Not like the Rockefellers or the Morgans. Jamie wants more. Not just money legacy. From an early age, he fixates on one goal. Surpass his father and grandfather. Build something they never could. The path is obvious. Follow them into finance. But first, he needs the credential that opens every door an Ivy League degree. He applies to Brown University, his dream school. He's rejected. For someone who's had most things handed to him, rejection is devastating. Jamie graduates fourth in his class from high school, near-perfect ACT scores, legacy family and finance. And Brown says no. He enrolls at Tufts University instead. A good school, respected, but not Ivy League. To Jamie, this is unacceptable. Deep down, he believes Tufts doesn't deserve a student of his caliber. During his freshman year, he applies to transfer to Princeton. Princeton rejects him too. 2 Ivy League schools. 2 rejections. Most people would accept their reality. Jamie Dimon doubles down. If the Ivy League won't recognize his potential, he'll force them to. He decides the only way to prove he belongs among the elite is to become number 1 at Tufts, complete domination. He throws himself into academics with obsessive intensity. Top grades in every class. Leadership positions. Proving to himself, to his parents, to those Ivy League admissions officers that he's worthy of greatness. It works. By 1978, Jamie graduates summa cum laude from Tufts, the validation he craved. And Harvard Business School accepts him. Finally, the Ivy League credential. The ticket to Wall Street. The proof he belongs. At Harvard Business School, Jamie doesn't just fit in. He stands out by refusing to fit in. While other students live on campus, Jamie commutes. While they wear suits, he shows up in jeans and leather jackets. In a class full of Republicans, he's the only vocal Democrat. He's not rebelling for rebellion's sake. He's establishing something crucial. I don't need your approval. I make my own rules. By 1982, Jamie graduates as a Baker Scholar top 5% of his class. Wall Street comes calling. Prestigious investment banks offer 6-figure salaries. Jamie turns them all down. Instead, he accepts 1/3 the salary to work for a family friend, Sandy Weill. Everyone thinks he's insane. They're wrong. Sandy Weill is 49 years old in 1982, already a legend. Born in Brooklyn, Weill built his brokerage firm Shearson from nothing, then sold it to American Express for $900 million. Now he's president of Amex. Weill is everything Jamie aspires to be: self-made, ruthless, brilliant at deals. More importantly, Weill sees something in Jamie that others miss. Not just intelligence hunger. Weill makes Jamie his personal assistant. At 26 years old, Jamie is negotiating deals worth hundreds of millions, sitting in rooms with CEOs twice his age. Other MBA graduates are analyzing spreadsheets. Jamie is building an empire. He's learning from a master how to structure deals, how to negotiate, how to see opportunities in chaos. But most importantly, he's learning how power really works. Not through credentials or pedigree, through audacity and execution. For 4 years, Jamie is Weill's right hand, learning, planning, preparing for the moment he'll build his own empire. Then everything collapses. 1985. Sandy Weill wants to sell American Express's Fireman's Fund to Warren Buffett. Weill and Jamie work tirelessly on the deal. It's perfect. Win-win for everyone. At the final stage, the Amex board vetoes it. Weill realizes he's been played. In a rage, he quits. But he tells Jamie to stay. "You've got a family now. You need the salary. Stay." Jamie quits anyway. At 29 years old, he walks away from a prestigious position at American Express to follow his mentor into unemployment. It's an insane gamble. But Jamie believes in 2 things: loyalty and long-term thinking. If he stays at Amex without Weill, he'll have a comfortable career, maybe make partner, retire wealthy. But he'll never build an empire. Following Weill? That's the path to greatness. Even if it means starting from nothing. For the next 2 years, Weill and Jamie are outcasts. Wall Street firms won't hire them as executives. They're seen as washed up. They're forced to look for an opportunity elsewhere. Something small they can take over and transform into something massive. In 1986, they find it: commercial credit. Commercial credit is a loan shark operation in Baltimore, targeting low-income consumers with high-interest short-term loans. It's owned by Control Data, a failing computer disk drive maker desperate for cash. Commercial credit has a 4% return on equity. Comparable companies have 15%. It's a terrible business. Everyone knows it. Everyone except Jamie Dimon. Jamie analyzes the company obsessively. And he sees what others miss. Hidden value: yes, the business is bad. But the assets are undervalued. Costs can be slashed. It's a turnaround opportunity. They approach Warren Buffett for investment. Buffett, now following Charlie Munger's quality over cigar butts philosophy, rejects them. The deal is dying. Jamie proposes something radical: go public. Raise money from retail investors. Weill puts up 10% of his personal fortune. Jamie invests everything he has, $425,000. They raise $850 million, instantly profitable. Weill makes Jamie CFO and gives him massive stock options. They immediately lay off 10% of employees. Cut costs ruthlessly. Within 1 year, $100 million profit. 18% return on equity. They're back in the game. But before they can celebrate, disaster strikes. October 19, 1987. The stock market crashes 22.6% in a single day. The largest one-day percentage decline in history. Commercial credit stock collapses 50%. Panic, meltdown, free fall. While other companies scramble to survive, Weill and Jamie do something unexpected. They buy. With a fortress balance sheet, they have cash while everyone else is desperate. They buy back their own shares at bargain prices. They acquire struggling competitors for pennies. Crisis equals opportunity. Over the next decade, they become the most prolific dealmakers on Wall Street. They devour Primerica, then Travelers Group, then Lehman Brothers. By 1998, they create the biggest financial conglomerate in America, Citigroup. Sandy Weill is CEO, King of Wall Street. Jamie Dimon is president of Citigroup, one step away from the throne. After 15 years of partnership, Jamie's patience is about to pay off. Or so he thinks. 1990s, Clinton era, economic boom, the budget surplus. Sandy Weill is at his peak. He convinces Congress to pass the Financial Services Modernization Act, allowing megabank mergers. Citigroup becomes the most powerful financial institution in the world. Jamie, now in his 40s, is president, next in line. Just waiting for Weill to retire. But Weill isn't ready to let go. And Jamie's ambition is showing cracks. He's brilliant but blunt. He has a temper. He doesn't suffer fools. These traits make him effective, but they also make him enemies. Weill starts bringing in his daughter, Jessica Bibilovich, and places her in Jamie's division. Jamie and Jessica are childhood friends. But business isn't friendship. When Jamie sees traditional high-fee mutual funds dying against Vanguard's low-cost model, he tells Jessica to pivot her division. She does, but results are mediocre. When promotion time comes, Jamie doesn't promote her. "I treat everyone equally," he says. She didn't perform. Technically correct. Politically disastrous. To Weill, Jamie just disrespected his daughter. Proof that Jamie can't handle relationships, can't manage politics. If he can't handle this, how can he run Citigroup? November 1998. Jamie walks into the office. Sandy Weill fires him. After 15 years. One conversation. Done. Jamie goes home. Tells his wife Judy and 3 daughters. His youngest asks, "Dad, do we have to sleep in the streets?" "No, hun, we're okay." But he's not okay. He was one step from becoming the most powerful banker in America. Now he's unemployed at 42. Most people would crumble. Jamie gets angry. "It was my net worth, not my self-worth," he'll later say. But that's retrospective wisdom. In the moment, it's devastation. He'd given Weill everything: loyalty, brilliance, results, and Weill threw him away. The best revenge? Massive success. Jamie will build an empire bigger than Citigroup. He'll show Weill that firing him was the worst mistake of his career. He just needs a launching pad. 1999. Bank One, a Chicago-based financial conglomerate, is failing. Their credit cards are rated worst in the industry. Hidden fees. Terrible customer service. Their CEO, Flyby John McCoy, is known for lavish vacations while earnings collapse. The board fires McCoy. They need a wartime CEO. Someone ruthless enough to do what's necessary. There's only one candidate, Jamie Dimon. Jamie goes all in. Invests $50 million of his own money. Skin in the game. The company is worse than he expected. Morale is destroyed. Everyone hates each other. The culture is toxic. Jamie does what he does best. He becomes a surgeon. Over 12 months. Fires 12,000 employees. Cuts executive compensation. Eliminates perks, cars, clubs, financial planning. Sells underperforming divisions. Takes $4.4 billion in write-downs. The company posts a $511 million loss in 2000. But Wall Street loves it. The stock goes up. Because finally, someone's willing to tell the truth and do the hard work. Jamie's building his fortress balance sheet. Strong capital. High liquidity. Conservative lending. By 2001, $2.6 billion profit. He's turned a failing bank into a powerhouse in 1 year. But Bank One is just the training ground. The real prize is still waiting. J.P. Morgan Chase. Founded by the legendary J. Pierpont Morgan, once the most powerful bank in America. By 2003, it's a sleeping giant. The Enron scandal cost them $135 million in fines and destroyed their reputation. Their CEO, William Harrison, is nearing retirement. He knows what the bank needs: someone like their founder, someone willing to take charge. Someone like Jamie Dimon. Harrison makes Jamie an offer: merge Bank One with J.P. Morgan. After 1 year, you become CEO. It's everything Jamie wanted: the platform, the brand, the power. In 2004, the merger completes. In 2005, Jamie Dimon becomes CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, the second largest bank in America, second to Citigroup. His old company, Sandy Weill's company. But not for long. Jamie immediately begins reshaping J.P. Morgan. Cut costs, reform incentives, build fortress balance sheet. But most importantly, stay conservative while everyone else goes crazy. By 2005, the housing market is exploding. Subprime mortgages everywhere, banks making huge profits on risky loans. Citigroup CEO Chuck Prince famously says, "As long as the music is playing, you've got to get up and dance." Jamie doesn't dance. He reduces J.P. Morgan's exposure to subprime mortgages. He maintains high capital reserves. He keeps massive cash liquidity. Everyone thinks he's being too cautious, missing out on easy profits. Jamie knows something they don't. The music already stopped. They just haven't noticed yet. March 2008. Bear Stearns collapses. The government needs someone to buy them. Someone with a clean balance sheet. Someone who won't fail too. There's only one bank, JP Morgan. Jamie offers $2 per share. Bear Stearns was trading at $170 a year ago. After negotiation, $10 per share. It's a terrible deal for Bear Stearns, but they have no choice. Jamie just acquired a Wall Street legend for pennies. September 2008. Lehman Brothers files for bankruptcy. Merrill Lynch sold in fire sale. AIG on the brink. The entire financial system is collapsing, but JP Morgan? Thriving. Jamie's fortress balance sheet means they're seen as the safest bank. The bank of last resort. Their money market business takes in $200 billion in 2008 alone. Commercial banking income up 27% while the country burns. And Citigroup? Drowning. Chuck Prince fired. Stock collapsing. Needing government bailout. Sandy Weill watches from retirement. Realizing his mistake. In an interview, he's asked, "Do you wish Jamie had been there instead of Chuck Prince?" Oh, I think there's no question. By 2020, Jamie Dimon is the only CEO from the 2008 crisis still standing. Everyone else? Gone. Retired. Fired. Failed. Jamie? Still running JP Morgan. Now the largest bank in America. Larger than Citigroup, he beat his mentor. He proved the doubters wrong. He survived 2 major crashes by seeing them coming and preparing. The kid rejected by Brown and Princeton became the most powerful banker in America. Not through luck. Through discipline. Not through recklessness. Through preparation. Not by dancing when the music played. By building a fortress when everyone else was partying. Jamie Dimon's story isn't really about banking. It's about 3 principles. 1. Loyalty to people, not positions. He left American Express to follow Weill into unemployment. That loyalty eventually paid off, even though Weill betrayed him later. 2. Crisis equals opportunity. Every crash 1987, 2000, 2008, he had cash while others had debt. When everyone panics, the prepared profit. 3. Fortress balance sheet greater than short-term profits. While competitors chased quarterly earnings, he built long-term strength. Boring, conservative, and ultimately dominant. The irony? Sandy Weill taught him all of this. Build from nothing. Take calculated risks. Survive until others fail. Jamie learned the lessons and became greater than the teacher. Today, Jamie Dimon runs a $3.7 trillion bank. The most powerful financial institution in America. He still wears the jersey every day. Still treats people equally, maybe too harshly, but equally. And he's still the last man standing. Because while others optimized for looking good, he optimized for survival. While others chased profits, he built a fortress. While others danced, he prepared. The boy who wanted more than his father and grandfather? He got it, not by inheriting, not by luck. By seeing rejection as fuel, by turning betrayal into motivation, by building something that could survive when everything else collapsed. Jamie Dimon isn't the smartest banker on Wall Street. He's just the one still standing when the music stops. And in finance, that's the only thing that matters. This is the Capital Historian Studios. In every crisis, someone has a fortress while everyone else has debt. Build yours before the music stops. Because it always stops.